Okay, so what we want to do is create some patrol points. I'm thinking maybe I can start this enemy off kind of over here, and maybe he just patrols like between here and here for now. So I'm going to go to all classes, and at the bottom here, I'm going to grab a target point, and I'm just going to drop it on the level here. So if I hit F to focus, you can see here's my target point. And I want to add a component to this, which is a collision. So with this sphere collider on it, what it does is when our enemy walks into it, we can record all that data into the Blackboard data um, from our Blackboard data here. So let's let's go ahead and name this Patrol Point 1. That way when we duplicate it, it'll auto rename it to Patrol Point 2. So here's Patrol Point 1. And with that selected, let's make a new folder and call these patrol points. And then, like I said, I'm going to have them patrol all the way over here. And, oops, you know what? I grabbed the collision. So we want to select the patrol point as a whole and then hold Alt. And we'll have them go back and forth between these 2 points. And you can see it auto-renamed 1 and 2. Now we need to create 3 variables that are going to store each patrol point, 1 and 2, and then our current, whatever our current patrol point is. And then we need to update it inside of our Blackboard. So I'm going to add a new key in here. I'm going to make it of the object. It's really the game object type. I'm going to name it patrol point. Now it's important to remember the way you spelled this because we're going to be referencing this in our script. And then you can do, so it's just for entry description, right? That's as enemy enters patrol point. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to access this key within our enemy blueprint. So what we want to do for variables is I'm going to create a variable here, and I want to make sure that I'm at the actor type. So the way you can look for that is just type in ACTOR, and it's this guy right here. And that'll give it the actor data type. And I want to name this one Patrol Point 1. And then let's make that visible to outside scripts. Oops. Let's duplicate that another time and then one more time. And then this is just going to be 2. And then this one I'm going to rename to current patrol point. And let's jump over to our event graph. We need to add a couple nodes here. So right click, type in event, begin play. Now what we're going to do is we want to get that Blackboard component and then set its key to the current key. So we're going to get the Blackboard here. Now the Blackboard that we want is, if we just type in self here, we're going to get a reference to the Blackboard itself that's within our scene. And I'm gonna type. You'll see in a second. I'm gonna type in the name of that actual key. This key right here inside of the ref. So I want to set value of. We might have to do it off of here. We want to set the value of an object. So this right here. Now we're going to on event begin play. We're going to set this value. Now the key name that we need is that Blackboard object's name. So we can do set literal value. Actually, it's make literal name. There we go. And now the name that we want to set for our key name is the key that we made in our black point here. So I'm going to select that, copy that, and then I'm just going to paste it in here. Now we have to give it a value, and I'm going to set that to patrol point 1. And then let's highlight this guy. Set it up for a comment. me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to pause the video and then type in my comment so you don't have to hear all that typing. Okay, so I have here, when the character key is created, set blackboard key to patrol point. So that's what we have here. All right, so let's take a look at how we do a decision between our current patrol point and our other patrol points. So we're going to get a event actor begin overlap. And then we're going to grab a branch node from here. And so what's going on here is as we overlap, right? As the enemy overlaps with one of those target points, it has that collision object on it. That's what this is checking. And we want to check what patrol point we are currently at, right? So I want to get patrol point 1. That's going to be the first one. And I just want to check if this object, so let's do it this way. Let's do object equals. So is the object that we are looking at equal to patrol point 1? If it is, we want to switch it to patrol point 2. Else, we're going to branch off and do another check down here. So let's just set up that branch. So let's start with this one. If it's true, we want to do this way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my control point here and I'm going to set it. And so if it's true, what I want to do is get this guy here, connect that up. So if we are on patrol point 1, we're going to set this to patrol point 2. And then we need another condition here. So what we're checking is if we are at patrol point 2 and yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to do, actually let's do it this way. We're going to drag another node out here. We're going to do object equals and connect this guy. So if we are at patrol point 2, right? This is overlapping whatever we're at. If we are at patrol point 1, we're going to switch it to 2. For patrol point 2, we want to switch it to, we're going to set our current patrol point to patrol point 1. Right, I'm going to pause it, comment it. Remember, C is the comment. I'm just going to tighten up all this stuff. All right, so we have set current patrol point to the one currently not being overlapped. So I'm going to compile and save this, and I'm going to go back into my scene. Now we need to grab our AI enemy controller here, and we need to tell it to run um, the script from the other one. I'm sorry, the script from our enemy controller. All right, so we want to find that behavior tree that we want to run. So I'm just going to type in run behavior tree. And this is pretty simple because all we have to do is find the enemy behavior tree that we selected. And we can compile and save this. And remember, this is on, just to kind of reiterate, this enemy controller, right? Or I'm sorry, not the enemy controller, yes, the enemy controller. So now if you remember, here, if we go into our enemy blueprint here, and we go to the viewport and we select our enemy blueprint self, what we're referring to when we're running that blackboard is, remember we selected under the pawn class the AI controller class? That's the enemy controller here. So when we open up our enemy controller here and we're linking it to this behavior tree, the one that we want to run, that's where it's running it from. So this right off the bat is allowing us to run that. So what I'm going to do in the next video, we're going to go ahead and make our character walk, our enemy walk across this.